So, when I was doing that Nicktoons announcement video, it occurred to me that Nickelodeon is still making new shows. So, I decided to check a few of them out. Let's do this. It's empty, I fooled you. I don't even drink. So I checked out Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's how the title reads, so that's how I'm going to say it. I scared my dog by yelling, Alvin! Sorry. Don't blame me, blame Nickelodeon. You scared my dog, Nickelodeon. I gotta admit, I never really cared too much about Alvin and the Chipmunks. I mean, I remember seeing the show from the 60s and, well, it was from the 60s. It was about as good as anything else at the time. I did watch the 80s show quite a bit, but unfortunately, it hasn't really aged well, and I'll get to why in a minute. Aside from the one episode where Mr. T shows up. Yeah, someone decided that Mr. T needs to exist in the world of the Chipmunks. And it was awesome. Don't you wish Mr. T would show up at your school and help you with your bullying problem? And I did not care about any of the movies at all. And I mean any of the movies. Can someone please explain to me why they decided to make Alvin and the Chipmunks like regular chipmunks? Like they were little, they were this big, and then they had no pants on, but they still talked for some reason. It makes no sense. And it seems they stuck with that style for the new show, too. At least they wore pants this time. Alvin and the Chipmunks is about 3 chipmunks that speak English and sing songs. You don't have to go for realism. Honestly, I don't have too much to say about this one because, well, it seems like it's exactly like the 80s series. It's just they get into mischief and they deal with stuff like bullying and trying not to drive Dave insane. In fact, they use the theme song from the 80s series for the new series. And I don't mean they recreated it or anything. I think they took it directly from the show. You see, the problem with Alvin and the Chipmunks is that it's always going to be dated because they're singers and they usually do covers of other songs. So whatever songs are popular at the time, they're going to sing about. You go back to the 80s series and you hear them singing all kinds of songs that came out in the 80s, all popular songs. I mean, there was one episode where they sung the Ghostbusters theme. And where the hell was that crossover? And then the movies came out and they sing whatever pop song is big at the time. And I think it's the same here too. I mean, they do occasionally come up with their own songs, but it's always going to be dated. The CGI in this show is a little weird too. I already mentioned how the chipmunks look like they did in the movies. That is to say, they look like regular chipmunks. They just added more clothes to them. But it's so strange looking at them like that. When I saw the artwork for the show, for some reason I thought it was going to be 2D. And if it was in 2D, it might have been a lot more tolerable because at the very least they wouldn't have the weird uncanny valley effects. But, it's not the worst CGI I've seen, but it's just, it feels wrong. To be fair, the show overall isn't too bad. I mean, like I said, it's just like the 80s series, and the 80s series was pretty popular at the time, so if it worked once, I guess it could work again. The worst thing I can say about the show is that at times it just feels kind of bland, but it's not terrible. At least by Nickelodeon standards. Well, I guess that's all I got to say about Alvin and the Chipmunks. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of it. My name is Rob, and have a wonderful day.